Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Louis Coutinho. For those who don't know me, I'm the CAO for the town of Windsor. And I just want to introduce the team from ARC here. ARC.
There goes my first page.
Okay. I'm going to introduce Kathy to you. And Kathy is going to introduce ARC. And then following that, I'll be, she'll probably get me to say a few words myself.
Sounds good.
So.
Sounds good. Kathy Monroe. I'd like to start by introducing our team. Members of ARC include Stan Kochnow. Together we drafted the original amalgamation petition. Stan is a passionate promoter of this action and has done a great job of keeping this process on track. Stan. Kevin White. Kevin has presented a request to you in November. He's a challenging editor who has brought much to the creation of both our petition and this document. He has also kindly provided our group with a valuable workspace. Vic Swinemer. Although Vic is unable to attend tonight's meeting, he aided in keeping our document fact-based. His experience as a former West Hands councilor provided invaluable insights for us. Tom Culkin. It is because of Tom that we have all come together. It is because of Tom that this application is before you. He has exhaustive knowledge in governmental workings and a very enviable list of valuable contacts, many of whom aided in the review of this document. Thank you, Tom. Greg Miller. If not for another obligation at this time, I'm sure Greg would be here. Now that he sits on the West Hands Council, he has resigned from ARC, but he still takes great interest in the workings of this organization. Before he joined the council, Greg led the petition drive, did a masterful job of coordinating that effort. Well, this is our core team. There have been numerous others who have guided us in identifying the appropriate solution to our present situation. While you remain unnamed here, you have our deepest appreciation. Whoever be here. Although he needs no introduction, introduce himself, I would like to take this moment to thank our honorary member, Louis Coutinho, for his participation in the creation of the application for amalgamation. It has been a true pleasure to work with him during this process. I would also like to thank the municipal clerk, Shane Thornton, where she was tasked with the creating of the volumes of copies required for this. She accepted the challenge and performed admirably. I would be remiss not to introduce Jack Ennis, who will be representing us. You're aware of John Shanks, obviously. I suspect that their fun is just starting. We're so glad you're on our side. And last but not least, I wish to thank the many ARC supporters here tonight. It's because of you, the strong public support, that we're at this auspicious moment in the history of this area. Thank you, one and all. Thank you. If you'll indulge me, I'd like to give you a brief history of what has led us to this point. We began this journey in early September, when several citizens gathered to discuss what could be done to improve the municipal governance of this area. While what galvanized our need for action may have been West Hands Council decisions regarding fire services, numerous additional concerns went far beyond this issue. For example, citizens have long witnessed the lack of cooperation between the two municipalities. They have been the victims of the inability of these two units to work cooperatively and for the benefit of all. We took these and other concerns to heart and began to research our options as citizen activists. Municipalities have traditionally been the drivers for governance change. When this is not an option, our research showed applications to the UARB were also allowed if they originated from citizen petitions representing 10% of the electors of the area, whereas in our case, areas requesting governance change. So we further researched what our petitions should include, and then we went about creating them. At this time, we approached you for your support. Your positive response was both welcomed and appreciated. It is refreshing to see a council look beyond their own personal self-interest to approve actions that benefit constituents. We thank you for showing your great integrity in decision-making and your decision to offer your support. The petition drive began just prior to Thanksgiving, and the canvassers received very positive public responses. It was obvious to us that wherever we canvassed, there was an angry electorate looking for change. We ended our petition drive in mid-December, and upon tallying the count of our signatures, found that we had been highly successful. We collected over 18% of the electors' signatures in both Windsor and in West Hants. This represents nearly double the amount of signatures required to request this action of the UARB. More importantly, we received overwhelmingly positive responses from the citizens we approached. We estimated that over 95% of those approached approved of this effort. We are confident that this provides a strong mandate from the citizens to go forth with this request for amalgamation. As the year ended, we gathered to start crafting our application. Stan and I created the initial version of our application with the very welcome assistance of your CAO, Louis Coutinho. We took our finished product back to ARC and began the process of evolving this document to what you have before you now. Once the members of ARC were satisfied that we had completed our editing and revising of this application document, we engaged the expertise of several individuals with experience in this type of action. In short, after 16 significant revisions to the original document, we all agreed that the application being delivered to the UARB tomorrow gives us the best possible opportunity for success. This anticipated acceptance allows us to begin the process of creating an amalgamated municipality that replaces what is now two municipalities, Windsor and West Hants. As I am sure you are aware, we also approached the West Hants Council for their support of this action. Unfortunately, we were denied their support. At the end of our application editing effort, we approached them for their support a second time. This time we chose to take the request through our attorneys, as we had hopes that legal counsel could convince them of the value of this being a unified request. And quite honestly, we felt this second offer was the right and proper thing to do. They again found a way to deny this support, continuing to ignore the wishes of their constituents. While their participation is not required, we are genuinely disappointed in their unwillingness to consider what so many feel is a critical next step forward toward the revitalization of this area. Every member of this committee and every advisor to this group accepted their role with great respect for the process. We know that what we are doing is revolutionary. In fact, we've been told that this type of citizen-led action has never before been requested. We are optimistic that this action will not only create the much-needed revision to the size and type of governance for this area, it will also lead us to a more positive, unified municipality with greater vision for growth within this area. We have returned now, on the eve of this most momentous day, to thank you again on behalf of ARC and on behalf of the thousands of electors who signed our petitions. Your forward-thinking approach to governance for this area is refreshing. As we continue through this process, we shall all endeavor to represent this area in an equally positive and forward-thinking manner. Thank you all.
Thank you, Kathy, and your worship, members of council, citizens, ladies and gentlemen. At the Committee of the Whole meeting on October the 6th, 2015, the Avon Region Citizens Coalition, known as approached council with their request for the amalgamation of Windsor and West Hants. Subsequently, at the Town Council meeting on October the 20th, 2015, council responded with the following motions: to sign the petition for amalgamation, to support ARC's application to the Nova Scotia Utility and Review Board, and for the town of Windsor to make application to the Nova Scotia Utility and Review Board for amalgamation. There was a caveat. Council also asked that that there would be an understanding and confirmation of provincial resource and financial support. Members of council, I'm pleased to stand with the Avon Region's Committee, Citizens Coalition, to say that council has met its commitment to them and to the citizens of our region through the following actions. Council gave its approval for the action the ARC group had initiated and pledged its financial support for necessary studies on October 20th. Members of council signed the petition circulated by ARC. Immediately or soon thereafter, some others signed, but they didn't sign immediately. Council supported the application to the Nova Scotia Utility and Review Board being made on October the 20th, 2016. Council wrote 2 letters to the Minister of Municipal Affairs dated October 21st, 2015 and December 10th, 2015, asking for the minister's response to the town's request for provincial funding towards studies. Council is confident of a positive response from the minister's office. And this evening, Council's request that the town make application to the Nova Scotia Utility and Review Board for amalgamation is being done jointly in partnership with ARC's application to the board. So we're happy to join in this application. Your Worship, Council has been looking for this moment for several years, and the leadership shown by ARC is commendable as it represents significant action which meets all the requirements of the Municipal Government Act, and one that will reflect the power of citizens in effecting true change. With Council support and motion of approval tonight, copies will be filed tomorrow morning with the Nova Scotia Utility and Review Board, with the municipality of the District of West Hants, and with the province of Nova Scotia as required in section 359 of the Municipal Government Act. Thank you, and I just wanted to give you that. Are there any questions on this? You have a seat, I'll just stand here, Tom. Any other speakers? If anybody wants to speak. Any questions?
Well, it's my intention, Your Worship, thank you, but it's my intention to put forth a motion on this matter. But just before I do, I'd like to take a moment to thank the people involved in this. Once again, I'd like to thank ARC for all the effort and time and work that they put into this. It's been a long road, and we appreciate everything you've done. I am certainly pleased to partner with you on this matter. I would like to thank staff for their efforts, and especially the CAO for everything that he's done. I'd like to thank the Town Council as a whole for their support right from the very beginning, involved and unanimous on this. And for me personally, I would like to thank you, Your Worship, for 7 years of constant effort, ceaselessly to bring this matter before the public.
7.5.
And I'd like to thank you for your foresight, your initiative, and your constant effort in this regard, and your leadership in this matter. So thank you again for everything you've done. And in that regard, I'm pleased that I would like to move that Council approve and join with the Avon Region Citizens Coalition, known as ARC, their application to the Nova Scotia Utility and Review Board for an order of amalgamation of the municipality of the District of West Hants and the town of Windsor. And that Town Council does so in partnership with the ARC Coalition, representing the citizens of the district, of the municipality of the West Hants, and the citizens of the town of Windsor. So moved.
Second. We're fighting over it.
I'm not sure. You could break the tie with a show of hands, I suppose. I think I heard Councilor Monroe.
I just want a copy of that because I didn't get it all typed.
Thank you both. Discussion, comments, questions? Well, I wanted to say a couple of comments, but I can't have him say the last comments. But this was actually a 10-year journey, not a 7.5-year journey. I think we as a council took it as far as we could take it. Here's my file. That's my binder. And this is probably half of it because I've got UNSM files full of discussions on municipal reform, which are still ongoing. Public meeting discussions on municipal mayor's newsletters. Virtually every mayor's newsletter I've written since I came to office 7.5 years ago has some discussion on amalgamation. I guess this is the ARC binder, so I've got you beat. Anyways. So Mr. CAO, what do we do after we vote on this motion? Like, is there a signature, or is it just a?
The URB will obviously want the council motion in time, but it is being delivered to the utility review board tomorrow morning.
So you'll want signatures tomorrow morning.
We could, if Shalina gets the council motion
Assuming that the question.
ready, we can insert it into the folder.
I just wanted to thank ARC as well for all their efforts, all their work. Couldn't happen without being a citizens coalition for sure. All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Thank you to the community. Democracy is all about, and I think that's exactly why the section of the NGA was put in there. I thank you for all your efforts, and we'll gladly sign on in the morning, and we'll get that off to the UARB on your behalf. Thank you. All right, we're gonna move right along. Okay.